Hello and welcome to a new session of economic analysis for managers. In this session, we will learn how to use economic thinking and tools to make better business decisions. As managers, your goal is not just to understand theory, but to apply it to real world problems like pricing, production, competition, and strategy. We will begin with the core managerial decision frameworks, focusing on number one, profit maximization, number two, production decisions, and number three, pricing strategies. Managerial economics is about one key idea, that is making optimal decisions using limited resources. At the center of all decisions is marginal analysis. That's all what it boils down to. Marginal analysis. Compare marginal benefit, that is MB, versus marginal cost, that is MC. And what is the condition for optimal decision? And that is when MB is equal to MC. This is the golden rule of profit maximization. Benefit equal to marginal cost. Let's start with the joint production. So, what is the joint production? When producing one product automatically creates another. For example, processing cattle leads to production of beef and cowhide. Second example is like oil refining leads to production of gasoline and diesel. There are two types. Number one is fixed proportions. That includes output ratio is fixed, and for example, one cow is equivalent to fixed amount of beef and hide, right? Because output ratio is fixed. Second is variable proportions. In this case, output mix can change. For example, if you think about oil, more gasoline or more diesel in this case. So, managers must decide what combination maximizes profit. And how this is done? This is done using profit, no, production possibility frontier, also called PPF, and marginal benefit versus marginal cost. Again, we do this using production possibility frontier, that's PPF, and marginal benefit versus marginal cost. Here is the decision rule: increase production of one good only if marginal benefit is greater than marginal cost. In other words, increase production of one good only if gain is greater than loss of other product. Let's talk about multi-plant decision making. Many firms operate multiple plants. Here are a couple of questions. First, how much total output to produce? Second, how to allocate production across plants? The key rule is produce where MR is equal to MC at each plant. MR is marginal revenue and MC is marginal cost. So total output is equal to sum of all plants. Therefore, allocate production to lowest cost plants first. Remember this important concept, and that is a diseconomies of scale. Sometimes too many plants lead to higher costs, more management complexity, and increased inefficiency. Managers must decide where should we locate production. Here's the key trade-off. Closer to inputs means lower input costs. Closer to customers because that gives lower transportation costs. Here's the decision rule. Choose location where marginal benefit equal to marginal cost. That's our the golden rule that we have been talking about. Marginal benefit equal to marginal cost. You must consider additional factors such as labor costs, land costs, taxes, and customer convenience. What are product quality decisions? Higher quality increases customer value but also increases cost. So, what rule we use for decision making? Same again, MR equal to MC. So, MR in terms of quality is equal to MC in terms of quality. Marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. By investing in quality, we gain revenue, and it also costs to implement quality. So, the condition to make a decisions how much we have to invest in quality is MR equal to MC. As long as the cost doesn't increase the revenue, we are good. As managers, you must also make inventory management decisions. You must decide how much inventory to order. There is a popular model called economic order quantity model, EOQ model. The goal is to minimize total inventory cost. Two key cost types are: number one, carrying cost, that is cost of holding inventory. Then second is ordering cost, that's the cost on placing orders. So what is the optimal decision in this case? Order quantity where marginal benefit equal to marginal cost. Now let's move to pricing decisions. First, let's talk about price discrimination. What is the price discrimination? That is charging different prices to different customers. This is of three types. Number one, first degree. What is this? Charge each customer their maximum willingness to pay. And this is rare in practice. Second is called second degree. What that entails is different prices for different quantities. For example, bulk discounts. Third one is called third degree. That includes different prices for different groups. For example, student discounts. Here is the key requirement for that: must have market power. You might have heard about peak load pricing. What is this? This is used when demand changes over time. For example, airlines, hotels, they use this. So, what is the strategy behind it? High price during peak time and lower price during off peak. Now, let's look at two-part pricing and bundling. Two-part pricing, that includes fixed fee plus per unit price. For example, gym membership. And what is bundling? Bundling combines products into one package. For example, cable TV packages. And there is a another category called all or nothing. That's buy everything or nothing. So, what is takeaway from this session? We discussed key managerial decision tools, marginal analysis, joint production decisions, multi plant optimization, location strategy, pricing strategies, and inventory management. So, the final takeaway from this session is: good managers think at the margin to optimize decisions, not just follow intuition. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll talk to you in another session. Until then, goodbye.